fam? How are you guys doing? It's your girl Tiffany of PsychDesignTVTOO, and well, I'm finally able to do this video. It took me forever to be able to have the time to do it. Then I got sick this week and I couldn't even do what I needed to do. It's just been a task. So, if y'all like my nasty balls, how you doing? Yes, honey. She cheap. People was asking me about it in the live the last time. I got a bunch of DMs about it, but she cheap. This is what she is. So, pause it, frame it, whatever you got to do. But let's just move into Monday Night Raw. So, Monday Night Raw was It was oh baby, like it was okay. It wasn't great. It was nothing to be hyphy about or nothing to go, damn, that was a good show. Like it didn't deliver. It did, however, progress some of the storylines. Let's focus on the good points. Finn Balor is the one who's going up against Brock Lesnar now. It was Braun. Braun has been removed from that match for several reasons. That'll be a video of its own, so I'm not gonna get into that. However, I do think Finn Balor replacing Braun Strowman was a good idea. It just was the best idea they could have come up with. Putting John Cena in that match wouldn't work. Putting anybody else in that match besides Balor would not have worked, except for Drew McIntyre. I think people would have paid money to see Drew McIntyre because Drew McIntyre just has a presence about him that's just... He's a good wrestler. Whether he's a heel or a face, he's just good at it. And he presents himself correctly, whatever persona he's portraying. He's just good. All around good, and his in-ring performance is nothing less than stellar. So I would have loved to have seen Drew McIntyre versus Brock Lesnar. I would have seen how Drew would have been able to play off of Brock. So I would have loved to have seen that. But the fact that they picked Balor, it just was the best decision. So this storyline opened up with Brock and Paul Heyman doing their monologue. This whole discord between these four men, with Braun Strowman, Finn Balor, Brock Lesnar, Paul Heyman, and Vince, the whole discord was odd. It seemed like it just had no substance to it. There was no plan in place. Like, Brock didn't know if he was supposed to stay or leave. You know, it just was a lot going on that I felt like was, girl. I mean, Vince McMahon got the David and Goliath story wrong, and I know he did it on purpose, but it's just, you could have picked any story that had a small person or a person who was outweighed and basically outclassed in his weight class and in, you know, in strength. You could have picked any story instead of David and Goliath. Like, everybody know David and Goliath. All people know David and Goliath. Even if you don't believe in God, you know what the story of David and Goliath, okay? We all know that Goliath didn't win that match, okay? And he was just like, yeah, Goliath demolished him. What book was you reading? The Bible in the hell? I don't, that ain't the right book. You in the wrong book, player. You in the wrong book. Anyway, Finn came out there and kind of cleaned it up. Kind of. But I wanted to see some Demon King. Like, I wanted to see him get real pissed off. To the point where when he come out there at Royal Rumble, he come out as a Demon King. But apparently we ain't getting no Demon King for a while. One can only hope and pray that he come out as a Demon King. We're going to move on from that because that spot was okay. Then they had a match. The match was decent. It was good. I mean, I enjoyed the match. I can say that. I enjoyed the match between Strowman and Balor. And then there was like several times that Brock Lesnar interfered and wasn't called on it until he actually got in the ring and took out Balor. That was the only time he, you know, really got called on his interference. We gonna let that slide. Moving forward, Bobby Lashley and Baby Leo had their championship celebration, which was a weak-ass celebration. I don't care for Bobby Lashley as the Intercontinental Champion. I don't care for Bobby Lashley at all. As far as I'm concerned, he can go home. People can say I'm hating and I'm not supporting black wrestlers, but that's not necessarily true. Even just because you're black don't mean you deserve a seat at the table all the time. Sometimes you just have to be that all-around package. And to me, Bobby Lashley ain't it. Bobby Lashley his mic skills are limited. His personality is bland. And the only thing he has, his biggest claim to fame, is his size and his physique. And his power, his brawn. That's it. At least Braun Strowman has a personality. There's something there. It's fun to watch Braun Strowman. Even when he's a face, he's funny. He's got some charisma. He's got spunk. Bobby Lashley is a bump on the log, which is why they paired somebody like Lio Rush with him, because Lio has a big, boisterous personality. Okay, and it works. But that was the only way he was going to survive there. He's not going to survive in the WWE with a soft-spoken voice like he has, and he doesn't have nothing to him. He has no substance. He ain't got enough meat. You know what I'm saying? I ain't going to say that. I'm going somewhere. He just ain't got all of it. He has some aspects that he needs, but he don't have all of it. So they had a celebration. Apollo Crews came out there and they had a pose off. The pose off was funny. Apollo Crews came out there and was hilarious to me. They had a match shortly after. It was okay. Apollo Crews lost that match, but I think Apollo Crews, they should give them some type of feud, and then we can see what Crews can do. Who knows? The next thing we saw was Seth Rollins. Now, Seth Rollins came out there and gave a really nice heartfelt speech about his charisma, really about his heart and his dedication to being in the WWE, being a top tier wrestler, and winning this Royal Rumble. Drew McIntyre came out there and countered that, and they had one of the best matches I've seen on Monday Night Raw. It was awesome. It was. That match was the best match of the night. That's the best match of the night. McIntyre versus Rollins was the best match of the night. Period. Okay? No arguing in the comments. It's 100% motherfucking facts. Okay? So moving forward, you had some fillers. You had the Revival versus Groot and Gable again. They begged for this match with Vince. They had Hawkins as their referee. Hawkins caught them every time they cheated. Boom, 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 boom. 3 times they cheated. Hawkins caught them every single time. And because of that, they lost, got upset, attacked Hawkins, and Zack Ryder came to his aid. So now you might see a new team forming where Hawkins might finally get some traction and get out of this losing streak and actually build up the tag team division on Raw by creating this tag team. Now, if you ain't a wrestling fan from back in the day, the early 2000s, Edge's era, then you wouldn't know who Zack Ryder and Kurt Hawkins are. They're edge heads. Now, if you don't know what the edge heads are, bitch, go look it up. Okay? Go look it up. So, Hawkins and Ryder started their career in 2007 with the WWE. They had been wrestling before that, but they came into the WWE as the majors. They had a few shots, like one shot at the titles, they lost it. And then in Armageddon in 2007, they came in dressed as Edge and interfered in the match and helped him win it, which is ultimately where the Edge Heads moniker came from. They then started to come to the ring dressed as Edge and everything, and it just pursued further along with Edge's relationship with Vicky and everything like that. That didn't end until around the time The Undertaker came back and kind of cost Edge the title and all of that. And that's when Hawkins and Ryder really went on their own and started to become a tag team faction. They beat John Morrison and The Miz for the titles. They defended it a little later against Primo and Epico, I think it was, or Primo and Carlito, I believe it was. I'm not sure. My husband's snoring in the background, but they lost the titles to the Colognes, and that was the end of their title run and pretty much the end of their status as the Edge Heads. They both ended up going their separate ways, and we really didn't see much from Kurt Hawkins, but Zack Ryder stuck around. So, moving forward, Alexa Bliss had her moment of bliss again. Let me just say this, because I completely forgot to talk about this on my live, and I'm just gonna be honest. I hate Moment of Bliss. It's nothing against Alexa Bliss. She made history with her talk show, and she tried to make it legitimate, and it's just boring. It's boring. The people who watch it are bored. I'm just gonna keep it 100% honest. I ain't got no reason to lie. Okay? Only reason why people watch it because she's pretty and she come out there modeling, and then she sit down and then she have her guests. Usually when she have her guests, that don't work out. She get interrupted for some reason. The first time it was Nia Jax. The second time it was Otis from Heavy Machinery. And then this third time, it was the whole damn female locker room that interrupted her. Came out there and was talking mad mess, and then they even started fighting. Then, my girl, Lacey Evans came out there and was like, oh my Lord, what a bunch of nasties. Classless. I was like, girl, serve it up. Serve it. Only thing she wasn't serving was them shoes. No, that's a faux pas. Moving forward, now what we did find out is that Alexa Bliss will be competing in the Royal Rumble, as will Lacey Evans. Now, counting on the list of what they've announced in terms of who will be competing in the Royal Rumble, they're missing about 7 women. They need 7 more women to complete it to 30. Trish and Lita have been rumored to be a part of it. Kelly has been rumored to be a part of it. But who knows? You know, you can get a plethora of people to be a part of it, including NXT call-ups. So, we don't know. I was kind of disappointed when WWE announced all of the entrants except for those last 7 for the Royal Rumble. I felt like they didn't do that for the men, so why are you doing that for the women? Like, you ruining it. You know what I'm saying? We knew who had announced their entry, but everybody else, like, we could have just found out at the Rumble. That's part of the fun of the Rumble. And you're spoiling it, WWE. You're spoiling it. Anywho, moving forward to the final minutes of the show, we have Ronda Rousey and Natalya versus Sasha Banks and Bayley. Now, this feud is blowing up into something that is completely out of hand to me. Let's just do it this way. You've got 2 women who are basically, one of them is more like an anti-hero in the WWE, where she don't really fit into the face category, and sometimes she don't really fit in the heel category because she don't do enough to be a heel, but she does do enough to be a face. So she's kind of in limbo between the two, okay? And then you've got Ronda, who's clearly a face, okay? Straight face. She got a little bit more backbone to her, but she's still a face. I wouldn't call her a baby face like Bayley is, but she's a face. Ronda now is up against a partner or up against an opponent who is not her friend. So it's not Natalya, because Natalya is just as talented, if not more talented, than Sasha is. So you're up against a woman who is, she's pretty much your equal, if not your superior in the ring. She's not heavier than you. She's not like going up against Nia Jax. She's not a straight heel. So, you know, it's not like going up against Alexa Bliss. You know what I'm saying? Ronda's going up against an opponent like that. She ain't no slouch, and she's not about to sit up and just say, oh, well, we're gonna have a great match, so good luck to you. Like, no, she like, well, bitch, I'm the boss and I want that belt, honey. Now, as far as the match went on Monday Night Raw, the match was okay. It was good. Now people want to split hairs. Y'all don't want to recognize the fact that Ronda Rousey lost her first match on Monday Night Raw. Fact of the matter is, she lost. If you are on a tag team, that's like saying Scott Dawson and Dash Wilder didn't lose. Only Dash Wilder lost. No, the whole damn team lost. Like, Bobby Roode and Chad Gable are a team. If Roode had been pinned on Monday Night Raw, whether they cheated or not, and Kurt Hawkins counted it, the Revival would be champions. They would not say, well, Bobby Roode lost, so y'all get to keep the belts because both of y'all didn't get pinned. That ain't how this worked. It was a tag team match. Natalya got pinned. Bitch, you lost. Okay. Like I said, the match between Ronda Rousey, Natalya, and Sasha Banks and Bayley. Ronda lost. She lost her first match on Monday Night Raw, and Sasha was the one to give it to her. So that's hella motivation going into the Royal Rumble this Sunday for Ronda to either topple Sasha and pretty much go through the entire division on Monday Night Raw. With the exception of Mickie James, because she hasn't had a bout with Mickie James. That was Monday Night Raw. If I forgot anything, argue with me in the comments. I'm gonna do this Tuesday night Smackdown video, which was hella entertaining. We're gonna do Smackdown next, and then I'm gonna do my predictions, and then I'm gonna be out. Please don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe. And thank you so much for being a part of my brand new YouTube channel. I hope you guys love it. Let me know if you want some different things, what you want to see, what you want me to talk about. Please feel free to send me comments. And you know what to do on Instagram. Follow me on Instagram if you want to see the blow by blow. Pause. The pause. Oh, Monday Night Raw and Smackdown, and occasionally a pay-per-view or NXT Takeover or an NXT video. You might see one. So, once again, don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe. Spread the word to the rest of the people on my Instagram. Please don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. And I'll see you guys in the next one.